To the females. I just wanted to taste her just like my Eggo waffles. I just want my Eggo waffles. I ain't trying to be aggressive, but people look at me like I'm an old man. I came back from resurrecting. They look at me like I came back from the dead, like it's Resident Evil. But they don't even understand that I'm actually more human than you ever can. This is why I'm what you call the ex-human. I'm just different. I'm artistically different. What's up, my Archvies of Chaos? This is your King of the Night, Vincent Valentine EX Turk, and when this video will be uploaded, it'll be uploaded on the 31st of Halloween, because this is a Halloween special video. And in this Halloween special video, we're going to be talking about our favorite sweetheart. No, not Eris. Vincent Valentine's love interest and the most beautiful woman in Final Fantasy besides Tifa, Lucrecia Crescent. We're going to be talking about, does she have a dark side? And yes, there are dark sides of this woman. For once, when she chose Hojo over Vincent just to spare Vincent's life, you know, is one of the mistakes that she made, because Hojo ended up getting her hurt for his experiments. Another thing too, when Lucrecia Crescent has gotten Genova cells inside of her, even though she's locked up in even though out of a pity party for Vincent Valentine, she locked herself up in a crystal and she lives as an immortal crystal forever, she can hear Genova's voice inside of her, and also had visions of Sephiroth as well, which is a dark power she's gained from Genova. So part of her belongs to Genova now, considering she was just a conduit to give Sephiroth birth. Pretty much all she was the birth giver to Sephiroth. She never even got to hold Sephiroth once, thanks to Hojo, which changed a little bit, you know. Even though Lucrecia Crescent is a good guy, and is one of the good guys, and she's a very good woman, and she's nice, and she wants to help other people out. That's why she, you know, her obsession with being a scientist made her, pretty much, her being, scientist, that's why she's obsessed with being a scientist, to the point where she's able to make the choice that hurt a man's feelings to his very core. But that's not why. What makes her dark is the fact when Genova fused with her, she's able to hear Genova's voice. And not only that, if Sephiroth were to ever figure out Lucrecia Crescent had Genova cells inside of her, and he knows completely who she is, besides the birth giver, he'd be able to control her to do what he wants her to do. So it could be possible that if Lucrecia Crescent was able to break out of the crystal and be an immortal walking Genova, it could be very possible that Sephiroth will take control of her and she'd betray Vincent again under the control of Sephiroth. So, so that's one of the other reasons why I think that she has a dark side in her. Because the dark parts are of Genova's cells taking over her human mind. Plus, she locked herself up in the crystal. That's how come she was able to have dreams about Sephiroth and what happened. So she has seen Nibelheim's destruction by Sephiroth. She saw her own son in a dream. That's why she thought her son died, because he fell into the Mako. And Sephiroth somehow was able to cut off the link between her and him. But before that, she got to see in the dream her son Sephiroth burning Nibelheim down and killing innocent people, which even messed her up even more. The fact that she felt bad that Vincent sacrificed his whole entire life just to save her, just to prove his love to her, and that she betrayed him. But it's also what messed her up was the fact that she got to see her son do all these evil things, because no mother wants to see their son or daughter do any kind of messed up stuff. You don't want to acknowledge that your kid's a killer. So, she got to see those visions thanks to the cells that are inside of her as well. as well as she's got also clairvoyant type of powers. Even though she stopped having dreams of Sephiroth because Sephiroth fell on a live stream and you know, without unknowingly cut off the link that she has with her kids. So she assumes Sephiroth is dead. And that's why Vincent lies to her and says that he is, just to keep Lucrecia Crescent from any more pain. Because, you know... So pretty much Lucrecia Crescent had a pretty horrible life. You know, for a beautiful woman who's kind, loving, and caring, and wants to save people, it was really a good fiance to Vincent Valentine. You know, no other girl could be perfect for him except her. You know, but it's sad to see a woman like that get hurt, torture, and everything. And that's, you know, it's one of those things that, why do bad things happen to good people? You know, which could also, you know, which also I think it's possible that Sephiroth found out all of that stuff and found out the birth conduit was Lucrecia Crescent and what they did to her. And that's also what made Sephiroth also completely mad and erratic. Even enough to burn a whole village down full of innocent people. Because, well, Lucrecia Crescent had a really bad life. She had a real bad life, you know, thanks to Hojo. Thanks to the SOB of a scientist, you know. If she would have worked with any other scientists like Gast, then I'm pretty sure this wouldn't happen. But by the time the things happened to Lucrecia the way it did, Gast has already been retired and went to Icicle Inn. So, yeah. There's, you know, that's where the dark side of her story has come from. A sweet woman, loving fiance, caring, one of the only caring scientists who cares for the human race and cares for her murderous son, reduced to a horrible, abused life. Now, and there is also fan novels of, you know, where Hojo has used Lucrecia Crescent, you know, sexually, of course, to get Sephiroth. Of course, that was established, but he would always go in and keep, you know, messing with her sexually as well, because he only saw Lucrecia Crescent, Hojo only saw Lucrecia Crescent as an object. That's why Vincent Valentine hated Hojo. Because that's all what Hojo sees human beings as. Hojo only sees human beings as tools for his own amusement. You know, and Lucrecia Crescent was no different. So her life ended up in a good-hearted person like Lucrecia Crescent, her life ended up to be one of the darkest stories in Final Fantasy, besides, you know, other stuff. In fact, that's one of the parts that make Final Fantasy VII so dark. Besides the politics, the meteor, the biblical references, it's also the fact that Shinra, to show you that the true about the Shinra scientists. All the other Shinra scientists, you know, besides her and Gas, were all fucked up. And I'll be honest, even though I like Vincent Valentine's dad, Grimoire Valentine, even he was kind of fucked up, considering he made his son a little bit different than other people, and he created Deep Ground. But Lucrecia Crescent has no sins that make her a bad person, except for smashing the heart of the man that loved her. That was the only thing. You know? But, you know, she never got to hold Sephiroth once. When she got pregnant with Sephiroth, she never got to hold Sephiroth once. Hojo took the baby and put the baby through the Shinra military school, you know, at birth. That's how horrible and dark her past is. This is how dark, and like I said, Final Fantasy VII would be kind of like 15 in the terms of darkness, a little bit, because Final Fantasy VII touched on stuff. Final Fantasy's touched on stuff like sex trafficking, corporate greed, biblical stuff. You know, biblical type of proportions, the end of the world, and the fucked up activity of the Shinra Corporation scientists. that they have. So, yeah, this is exactly what it was. So may the crystal be with you. Like and subscribe, share this. If you're a Lucrecia Crescent fan, this will be a video you probably want to watch. And may the crystal be with you.